You know what time it is when you hear them horns, man. It's a real thing. Y'all have no idea what's been going on, but we here.
A corner like thousands of others across the country. It's the place to go if you want to be seen, and to a lot of folks, it's the information center of the neighborhood.
Our job is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change.
There it is.
Funk is in the bag, and the bag is the bass, and the bass never change. It's a groove. As soon as you hear that groove, I know I got you.
Hey, look, I will be your host for the evening, morning. What's that, the morning, afternoon? Yeah. Something like that, man. Maybe have too many, maybe haven't had enough. But guess what?
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
Next up, we got my boy. He just reached his first year. He's no longer a rookie. This is my last time I can say this.
That's funny as hell.
People know that, you know, I go where I need to go to get it done. If you push my button, there's no telling what I may do. Stab you, choke you, bite you. I mean, whatever it takes to make a motherfucker stop existing, I would do that.
Hey, look, when y'all see the second part of this, y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. I have to give love, nothing but love. So the African genius and the rookie of the year.
I'm an African genius. I'm an African genius.
We just found out.
I'm an African genius.
Motherfucking cousins.
I'm an African genius. But now on, you will refer to me as the African genius.
That's hilarious, man. But yeah, Joe. Fuck that.
Yo, happy 1 year anniversary.
Yes,
fellas.
sir.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1 year, bro. That's crazy.
That's super crazy.
Man.
That's
like,
super crazy, man. Love y'all, man.
Man,
Love,
52 weeks straight.
Straight,
man.
no break.
No break, bro.
That's
That's
called
hard, man.
That's commitment, bro.
That's hard, bro. Like, you know, and shout out to Dion. I'm gonna just say that. Shout out to Dion, because you definitely was a part of the mission, man. It's like, this is crazy that we got a whole year in, no break. And we had a lot of scheduling, you know. We had a lot of things to change.
I'm gonna say it again.
We had a lot of things to change, and but yeah, man, like to not miss a week, bro. As a person who works in events, I can tell you that doing anything weekly is hard, man. It's just very difficult to stay on top of that, man. So I salute you, brothers, man. And happy Father's Day to both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, man, appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
I super appreciate
You
that.
can call yours happy pullout day.
Yeah,
Happy contraceptive day.
goddamn right.
The champ of that shit, obviously.
Definitely, clearly the
Hey,
champ.
look. We have had, we have something lined up for this show.
Absolutely.
Right? Thank you for the happy Father's Day.
No more podcast, shorty.
It's about our fathers. So we're gonna attack that later, right? We're gonna attack that later. Before we even go there, Kinde, man, you have been killing the weekend, bro.
Yeah,
like you have been killing the weekend, man. Talk to me about it, man.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So here's the interesting thing, right? Like, so career-wise, I guess I've done enough work in the city now where people start to invite me to stuff. So like I woke up to a bunch of messages last week, like, hey, come here. So we went to, it started Thursday night. Moore's, it's a black-owned brewery called Moore's Brewing Company. And they had a launch party at this club. What is it called? The Bounce Sporting Club, or whatever. It's a rooftop situation. So I started there Thursday, man, celebrating those brothers. Friday, my brother came into town. Man, I don't even know where we went Friday. Bottom line is, yeah, well, I definitely have had, that's when I went to the boat. My boy Negus Ferguson, one of my college homies, he's got a boat, him and his homie Slim. So we went out on the boat. Man, we enjoyed just some summertime shy Then we did the Juneteenth day to save money, man. Shout out to Joey Perp once again.
Shout out
man.
to Joey Perp, man. Check out the episode 51, man. I appreciate you, young brother.
And go stream and copy the albums. You
bro,
know what I'm saying?
They,
For the thing and eye drops.
Bro, what they did with this event was so dope, man. There was a couple of older sisters there. We were standing in line waiting in the Harold's food truck or whatever.
For what?
And for chicken.
Okay.
What you mean? It's Harold's.
Okay, you're right.
And although I did get fish, right. but it was an older sister that knew me and my brother from like college days or whatever for one reason or another. And she said something to me that I felt the same spirit of, which was, it was so great to see so many young people celebrating Juneteenth. Like it wasn't all older folks. It wasn't like all of the 70s crew. You know what I'm saying? Like these were 20-year-olds, man, 21-year-olds, like embracing the culture of the Black community and wanting to be a part of it, man. It was so dope, man. So shout out to Vic Mensa, Chance the Rapper, man, Joey Perp, the whole Save Money crew, man. Y'all did an amazing event.
Hey, man, I wish I could have been there, man.
It's gonna be way bigger next year.
Kinde kicked it off so right, man. I didn't want to jump straight to the Juneteenth topic, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Because I saw it. I loved it. I love seeing. First of all, we Black every day. I don't know about everybody else. I love it. I love waking up Black, going to sleep Black, understanding my trauma Black. Everything about me is Black. I love that shit, bro. For real. But then they made Juneteenth a national holiday. I'm happy for those that enjoy it and maybe get the benefit of getting off work to see their family, because the workforce is a motherfucker. Yeah. It's a motherfucker, man. You know, but then it crossed my mind. Two things crossed my mind. Do we know how to properly celebrate Juneteenth? Is it because we like the barbecue party, everything? Is it a celebration or a Day of Atonement?
That's a great question.
You know what I'm saying? It's the thing. We like to party and barbecue with everything, and I love barbecue. I'm not gonna ever say no to some barbecue, bro. Right. But the second thing that hit me pause was the fact that them acknowledging Juneteenth is a tacit admission to some wrongdoing. Now, how far down this rabbit hole are they gonna go? Because what's next is, hey, I got my fucking hand out.
Reparations.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
so my young boy Gerard, right? He puts up a picture. He's out south, 43rd. Post.
That's not too bad. It's not far.
3 pictures, right? Cool. And the caption said, "No offense, all my white people, but today is Juneteenth. I don't need your love. Don't like it." Right?
Don't like the picture?
Don't like it.
So
I thought that shit was
white people.
I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. And I'm gonna follow it up with, I saw a fucking TikTok with white dude with a dashiki on doing tribal dances and with rhythm, right?
It wasn't me.
The question was definitely asked.
But so I get it, right? So this is just new.
No, man, look, dude.
And hold on, before you go there, I don't like how
trendy
everybody jumps on it, right?
See,
and guess what? It shouldn't take this long for us to get this. This is one fucking day. They owe us so much fucking more.
Okay.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
I agree with that.
Like, let's be clear.
I agree.
They owe us so much fucking more. And I hate the fact that I gotta say they owe us. Go get your own.
Okay. I'm gonna just bring it to 2 points, right? Because there's 2 things here. There's one, which is number one, Juneteenth, the way we celebrate it now, it's really a state of Texas holiday in the sense that this was Texas that freed, quote unquote, freed the slaves, right? Each state actually has a different date. So like Juneteenth in real terms, I was having this conversation with Rhymefest.
We can adopt that shit over that.
No, but I was having this conversation with Rhymefest last night. It was like, yo, like
last night.
Well, or
over the weekend,
his
glorious weekend.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I definitely follow my Instagram story. I'm the shit. Yeah. But like the idea is that each state actually adopted the idea of freeing slaves or whatever that law was at different times.
Right.
So when we talk about Juneteenth from a historical perspective, actually each state needs to have its own, and there are some states that never did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's hilarious to me that Texas was the first one, to be quite honest.
All the states.
But anyway, so there's that part. The second part of this is this. The awareness of what it is. Last year was the first year I've known about Juneteenth. My mama and dad used to drag us to Juneteenth things when we were like, we didn't even know what it was. We didn't care, right? We were just kids. We go to the parade, you go to the barbecue, whatever the case may be. Last year was the first year that I heard regular, just everyday average individuals going Juneteenth, Juneteenth, Juneteenth. So to your point about people jumping on it, what I'm saying is, as long as the young people are the ones that embrace it, then it means something going forward. Now, you did make a great point about this idea of like, or it was you, this idea that okay, you're gonna give us a national holiday, Juneteenth, but that means you're slightly admitting that you've done some wrong here, America, right? And we all know that reparations is still at the Congress. It's gonna be the bill is there,
we're never
right?
getting that. Yep. We're never getting
so
that.
There's definitely a part of me that feels like this is complacency syndrome.
Yeah.
If we give you
this, will you chill out for a while?
Shut the fuck up for a minute. Exactly.
To give you what you built. You built this country. We know we owe you that. All these insurance.
We built this country.
Right. So I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that there's this concept where like, nah, y'all are giving us this and that's cool. Shit, we was on the boat. We was riding out. We was pulling out the pier and a group of white folks was on the boat coming in and we was just like, happy Juneteenth Day. Like, you welcome. You know what I'm saying? Again. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so yeah, no, I do think though that's a conversation.
So what really bothers me is the fact that, have y'all ever thought about that we don't have our own flag? We don't have a flag.
We have to adopt several flags, but
we don't have a flag. We don't have a flag. Hold on, let me finish. We don't have a flag. We don't have anyone to draw our energy from. Outside of fathers,
that was a plan.
Grandfathers,
that was right? Plan about them.
Where do we go next, right? We don't have that.
Leaders. We don't have like leaders in the community.
They've been killing them for years.
That's interesting. Yeah, they definitely been killing
them for years, bro.
And this is on purpose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. I don't get excited because, oh shit, we got MLK off. We have Martin Luther King Drive. Martin Luther King Drive is in every fucking state.
Every city is the
like, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. What matters is actual change. And the only actual change that will happen is, again, we talked about this early on, when you vote in your local area.
Yeah, your local market.
Municipalities,
right? Because if not, we will always feel this, right? And I'm not a political dude. I just get mine and I do what I do. And now we have this platform.
But you need to actually keep some education about that shit with you, bro. I mean, like, I know you don't want to deal with politics or you don't like to talk about it because it can get messy.
Yeah,
it can get messy, but you know, you should
especially in Chicago.
At least educated to the educated to the minimum, at least about what's going on, bro. It'll help you in the long run. You ain't got to go ahead and listen to Republican radio, Democrat radio. You ain't got to do none of that, bro. Just pay attention. And I probably maybe like 6 months before elections, there's always somebody that's passing around information about these judges. The only thing you got to do after that is fact check it to make sure because some of these judges are dirt bags. They've been there forever, man.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing is we don't have any idea who they are because they can't. Number one, they can't run commercial ads.
Nope.
So if you run for congressman or whatever, you can run commercial ads. Judges can't do that because they can't appear to be having favor, right? Exactly, right? They can't appear to be the judge because they're popular, right? But that means that we don't know nothing about these people, and these people decide extensive terms for a 17-year-old, 16-year-old's life.
How many are you carried by?
Huh?
How many are you carried
6.
by? How many
tried by 12?
How many are you judged by? Right?
Tried by 12.
Wait, what 50 Cent say?
By 6.
I don't say only God could judge me. Because they say real quick, this is his words, them crackers give my black ass 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite lines from him, because it's true.
So it's like, okay, it bothers me that it took Biden's administration.
It didn't take Biden.
No, it didn't, but that's who did it.
No,
right?
he just came after Trump, bro. You have to understand.
No,
anything that came after Trump.
Let me finish.
That baby was already being born.
Exactly. Right. So the thing is, bro, like, it's trash that a lot of laws and what goes down in government dictates a lot of our people who don't have a voice or a reason and or a position to say anything. Right? Okay. You're not in position. You're not in position, right? So if we're talking about low income housing, underprivileged housing, they don't have a actual person in that community that can represent.
Inform them, tell them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right?
I get what
I
you're
feel you
saying.
on that. Yeah.
I understood that.
And
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Well, yeah, that's definitely. I mean,
That's a problem. So what happens is this is what the white folks do. What happens is, fuck it. Oh shit. Oh, they like Juneteenth. Guess what? We're gonna sign them off.
Nah, I don't know if it's that deep.
No. It is that deep.
This isn't. This
It is. No,
this
it
wasn't. But this wasn't the first time that people petitioned to make Juneteenth a national
this
holiday.
is the first time it happened. And you
Well,
wanna
yeah,
know,
but it happened
because of the climate. Because of the
Yes,
climate
yes.
of America right
sign
now,
the
bro.
anti-lynching bill. That's how you're gonna impress me.
Right.
Get some shit like that done.
Exactly.
I'll take Juneteenth for those that need it, like I said earlier, and
Yeah.
appreciate it. Hell, I'll even take the extra. We're gonna get extra pay at work now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me
But,
get
hey,
that. Let me
sign
get
these
that.
bills that need to be signed
Yeah.
to give us officially, to make us official in y'all lives. We already official as a people. We are the culture, bro. But sign these bills, pass these laws that's gonna help us get on somewhat equal playing field.
Yeah.
Some shit y'all don't want.
Did y'all know that Clinton signed the FMLA bill?
Fuck my life all the time.
Oh, it's the family.
That's not it.
No, it's not that one.
No, it actually is that. It actually is that, right?
It's when you have a family emergency and you just
So
For those that don't know, what Kinde said.
FMLA basically means that you can take off, right? And you have to upgrade your FMLA every 6 months.
I mean, they be pimping that shit, bro.
Your FMLA, you have a certain amount of days within that 6 months, right? To take off.
Okay.
Bullshit. Maybe some real shit happens. Bullshit. Maybe some real shit happens.
What's that have to do with respirations?
No, because I'm talking about Biden, who signed a bill.
He's okay. Clinton
signed.
signed.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's
Well,
it's-
look.
bro. I don't quantify any of these white folks ever.
Yeah, no, listen.
That's
At
just
the end
not
of the
my
day,
thing.
you can't qualify any politician, white, black.
Yeah.
Like Obama was a politician. Let's not be
No,
twisted
for
here.
sure.
We were more comfortable with Obama because he walked
it
like
came
us,
from a-
because he
Familiarity.
talked like
Familiarity.
us,
And that makes
we
sense.
feel familiar.
And
right?
how many
But he was
presidents
a
has it been before him?
politician.
Huh?
6.
A lot.
No.
13.
No, he was 44 or 43.
And how many were black?
You know, he's 44.
How many were black?
Well, he's obviously the only black president.
Exactly.
What did it say?
So that's what I'm
What the
saying.
hell are you saying?
This is
man?
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that yes, we rode with Obama, right? For the most part. Everything else that happens in politics and being a president has always been white. It's never been.
No, I want you to understand something.
How you say no like
He
that,
was
bro?
a black man in the same role, and he had to execute that role the same way as all the white men before him.
No, I
Like,
disagree.
Don't get it
I
twisted,
disagree.
bro.
I
Obama, we feel
We're not a
connected to
political
Obama.
podcast at all.
We feel connected to Obama, right?
For sure.
But what I'm saying
How
is
many presidents
he's still operating
and
as a
how
president
much of
in
America
the
has
same
been
way, bro.
felt because they had a white
Has
president?
been what?
Yeah,
They had a white president. They had a white president.
I'm telling you
They felt
this.
the way. They felt the way.
Okay.
Right?
I'm trying to stay for real.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was.
Obama was a president just like every other
They
white
all just
president.
faces, bro.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
bro.
No,
Like
for
The
sure.
faces.
he,
For sure.
unfortunately, if we,
I
you
know what you suffer from. I'm sorry, bro. You know what? Not just you, but your father, your grandfather, your ancestors have been waiting for somebody to look like us and some hope and some change for so fucking long that we thought that we finally saw somebody that looked like us.
yeah,
related
that
to us,
everything, the
which meant
world was
it
going to
be
change.
us.
guess
No,
what?
he was just a president
He was
like
just a
every
president,
other
bro.
president.
I'm
They
not
only
shitting on
gave
either,
us
though, but I'm just
one.
saying.
I mean,
I'm
They
not
only
shitting
gave
on
us
him.
one. They only gave us one.
What you
We
mean
might not
gave
get another
us?
one.
We may not get what?
You said gave us, so
They
you're saying
only
that
gave us one.
you're saying that they wanted him to win.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
That's a hell of an argument to
Yes.
have, though. That's
Yes.
actually both sides of that same coin.
Yes.
It is, but
Absolutely.
So you're
It was
tying
time.
this.
like
So
they
you're
appeased us with Juneteenth, they appeased us with
right. So you're
Rocky
tying us
saying.
into that. Okay. All right. So
Yes.
listen.
That was my whole shit, right? I love
That was a long way
Obama.
to get around to it, though, bro.
I love Obama,
Oh, it's my
right?
fault.
But at the end of the fucking day, this country isn't for us. This isn't our country,
That's facts. Yeah.
right? This isn't our country. And the first time that we get one, as black people, as black men, black women, they feel like, oh shit, first black one. Oh, see, they gotta get everything we need right now, right? We got, he has to make up for everything.
Do the
I saw
black
that.
thing.
Yeah, but it's not. It's bigger than that. So to your point, he is still or was still the president, and he had to
He's a politician,
Yeah,
bro.
at
Like
the
you
coordinator.
don't get that job without them already having an agenda for
No,
you.
for sure.
And you just have to navigate, you know, the conversations about the agenda. But like,
look, I'm sure it was difficult for him to take the weight of the world, the weight of the black world on his shoulders.
He didn't.
Especially knowing that he wasn't going to really do shit about it.
I mean, he couldn't.
I know this.
You have a whole cabinet and Congress and all kind of other people involved in this shit.
So we say all that to say this.
Yeah.
Start locally.
Yes.
And then what's at the local?
Well, what Tupac say, bro?
State.
Excuse my N-word. One nigga teach two niggas teach four niggas teach more niggas.
That was the 5% thing. Each one teach one.
There you go, bro.
Right? No, I mean, yeah, state politics are important. Local politics.
Excuse my N-word for real.
Municipality is your local. Then you go to state, and then you go federal. But the idea is this: if you vote the right people in locally,
it starts. Roots.
Then you can vote the right people in state because they generally matriculate to that space. And then those people will be
I was gonna give him 8.
Those people will be then vying for federal seats. And so if you vote locally the right way, then you put the right people in power federally.
Again, we are not a political podcast, but we just stumbled onto that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, instead of depending on other people too, bro, we got to learn to celebrate ourselves.
Facts.
All the time.
We got to celebrate ourselves. Don't wait for the holiday to do this or the holiday to do that, bro. Celebrate the love you have for your people, those you love and care about. Learn to celebrate yourselves, man. For real.
No, facts. That's a real thing, man. What I will say about the weekend, as much as I was just, you know, hanging out and having a great time.
You were that all black experience.
I was, man, bro. I put in my Instagram story. I was like, yo, how many black brands and how many black businesses did you see in my story? Everything was black. Every shirt I wore, every hat I wore. But the thing is, like you said, I do that every day. I didn't go shopping
for this day.
For Juneteenth.
You didn't get spruced up just for this day.
I just got dressed.
Right.
Like this is something that we should always be thinking about. And honestly, and I've said this to y'all privately, what's important to me about this podcast is that we introduce this conversation of the Black Wall Street. People want to talk about Black Wall Street like it's in the past.
Right.
And I'm saying, no, we have it now.
We're on Black Wall Street right now. Quietly, we're on Black Wall Street. Hold on. We're in a compound. We're in a compound. No, that's fine.
Okay.
We're in a compound. Right?
Yeah, we didn't even speak to that. Yeah.
Shout out to Dave Jeff.
Yo, Dave Jeff.
Shout out to fucking Dave Jeff.
We are at Alpha Space on 2014 South Michigan. And what's interesting is that this is what we used to call Record Row in Chicago. Chess Records, all the blues joints, like this whole street. Man, my DJ career started one block over on 19th in Michigan as Some Like It Black.
Mine too.
Because Kelly Rich had a coffee shop joint right here, like literally one block away. That's how I started in this business. And that's how I got to this point, even just in my career, right? Like literally this block is so historic for me, but also Chicago, right? But yeah, shout out to Dave Jeff, man, like 100, man.
What up, Dave?
I feel like I need to stop and check this for a second because this happened when we was on 16.
It worked out.
And it worked out.
I mean, I could stop it.
Yeah, let's just check it. Let's just check it.
I mean, we only got about 5 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just close that out. Oh, that's all. Right. Then then it goes right. No. Up. No, go up. Because it's still recording. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
Heard the club going up.
Cut that out. I know, right? And I knew it was good, but it just tweaked me a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Okay, so we're not gonna hold y'all all night, listeners, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. I gotta talk about Black excellence. And it has to start with Lane Tech. All you haters.
No, for real.
All you haters.
For real.
About what goes on and what comes out of Lane Tech.
Seriously, for real. 100.
Oh, man.
Edwina Thompson.
Great last name.
Yeah, great last name.
Great last name.
First Black woman principal at Lane Tech. You know what? That means so much to me because I was in school with her during that time.
Oh, she was a student? Yes. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Right? If you become the principal of I just ran into one of my former students.
Edwina, I love you. I've seen your growth. They have held you back for so long, and I hope that you do exactly what you want to do because you actually talked about like this crazy. 20 years ago, she talked about this. Like she was in Black Student Union. She sang all that.
She was
right?
already on that.
No, she was on that, and to see it to come to fruition. Oh man.
No, that's what's up, man.
Man,
No, big shout out.
Edwina.
Shout out,
Edwina. Look,
as an educator, I certainly appreciate a Black woman principal. For sure.
At an all-white school that did not want Black people there.
They actually got it there too now. It's pretty close. It's pretty close to being a lot of mostly others.
Is it really?
It's always been others.
Yeah.
It's always been
My nephew played at Lincoln Park.
It's selective enrollment, right? Like you got to take the test to get in there or whatever.
They always say that, you know what I'm saying? My nephew played at Lincoln Park a few years ago. They played in Lane Tech. I was blown away. The team was all white.
Right.
I was like, what?
Right.
How do y'all expect to win?
And they won bad, which is fucked up.
Oh.
I'm glad. For my pride, my nephew's pride, I was gonna roast his ass. Lincoln Park won.
Oh,
they won. Good.
I cannot talk enough about Edwina, but I gotta move on to Grammy nominated. My young boy. His album was amazing. He is now. I'm talking about Corday. Okay,
Right.
YBN.
He dropped the YBN.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped it.
He dropped it.
Okay.
Gonna be Corday.
He
fell in love too.
He
In Osaka.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Good job.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Oh, boy,
Right?
you won.
So he now
They
has
with
a
the
deal
shits.
with Disney, right? And they're doing scholarships across the
Love
board.
it.
Love it. That is Black excellence.
Yes.
So he used his first full-length album, money that he got from that, put it right back in, re-up with Disney.
Good business.
Come on, man.
Good business.
No,
Come on, man.
big
Come
shout
on,
out to
man.
Corday, man.
That's what we just mentioned. That is us celebrating us.
Yes.
That's us celebrating us. That's
Yes.
us planting roots.
It's us
That's
putting the
us.
dollar back in our community, man. Like this is not
AKA
it's
Black
not
Wall
rocket
Street.
science, man. It's a very simple concept. Spend
ahead.
money with the people that rock with you.
Right.
Yep.
Period.
Because
Spend money with the people that rock with you.
we have enough dollars to go around. If we have
She ain't
made
got no shoes on.
if we have that's trash.
What the fuck is going on?
we have made every other industry $1 billion. $1 billion.
Yeah.
Every other industry $1 billion off the Black dollar.
Right.
What the fuck you think we gonna do with our own if we all buy in?
Well, every time we did it, they tore it down.
Yep.
But now it's harder to do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
but it's also harder to convince Black folks now
To
that
do it.
you can do it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like people really do feel like they got to be the only one winning. And
That's
it's-
what years of getting your ass whooped do. Not physically, but you know.
I feel you.
What they call that?
Yeah.
Buck breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crabs
Yeah.
and
To a
barrel,
degree.
all that.
Yeah.
You get so tired of not having, then when you get a chance to get on, you don't want to jeopardize you having and your dollar by putting somebody else on because you figure it's take away from you. But sisters, brothers and sisters, it don't work that way. It don't have to be that way.
There's so much money.
Yes.
It's
Here
look,
in the
listen here.
world.
Yeah,
Listen here.
There's
Yes.
so much money, man. We can all get a piece of the check.
When I say we, talking the U.S., they burn $30 billion
In marketing. In
No,
marketing.
a
Oh, you
year.
talking about the actual
Yes.
Fed Reserve, like
Yes.
actually sets it on fire.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's different though. I'm saying like
But no. But I want to give context because I want people to understand there's money out here. If you can burn money, the government is the money. Why in the fuck won't you go get your own?
no, there's a slight difference there. The reason they burn the money is because if that money stays in the economy, then the dollar you have in your pocket is less valuable.
And it's
Yeah,
going
that's
down
trash.
anyway.
Right.
That's trash.
So I mean, the burning the
But
money
the
thing
economy
is,
is still going up at the same time. It doesn't matter, bro.
yeah, I mean, but you have to understand that the people that
Have you ever
dictate-
burned a dollar?
Hell yeah. On accident.
Have you ever burned?
No,
Have you ever burned a
actually,
dollar?
not on
Have you ever burned a
purpose.
$10,
I don't think
$5,
so.
$20? Exactly, right?
But no,
Well,
that's a different
no, it's
conversation.
not. What I'm
So
saying
when you
is
spend money frivolously, is that still
No,
burning
I'm
the
saying
dollar?
that if
that's
30
definitely burning a dollar.
if-
What I'm saying is, as the government and they burn money. They burn through it. They literally burn fucking money.
But that's so that they can control the value of the money.
Woke up an activist yesterday or something. He
woke
up an activist.
Yeah, he did, right? Yeah. You went to Juneteenth?
No.
Like, training day?
Yeah, Juneteenth school. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I've been on this, and what I'm trying to explain to y'all is,
yeah, get the fuck out of here.
$30 billion gets burned, right?
I got that.
30 billion could actually change the actual economy. So what y'all don't talk about
They don't want
is
that though.
They don't want that.
We have to remain consumers.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So if we put the money back in our community and we build trust with our community, we can all figure out a way to make it happen. Now the problem is because we don't trust. We don't trust nobody.
We from Chicago. Chicago's one of the hardest places to trust a person. But yeah, I feel you, man. I agree. Like the idea again is that we can all win, man. Like there's a saying.
The pie is big. 30 billion. 30 billion is getting burned every year. And if you ain't getting your piece, y'all trash.
They dump more than that into the fucking lottery every year.
Hello.
Yeah.
To not pay nobody that don't win.
What is it? High tides raise all ships. I think that's the saying.
That sounds good.
It's this idea that if you focus on the fact that all of us have a stake in what's going on, and a high tide raises a ship, right? Because there's more water coming in. So it raises all the ships, not just your ship. And I think that's what we struggle with in general.
I ain't gonna hold you. So there's a man named Coach Ernest Radcliffe.
It sounds okay. I'm sorry.
Ernest,
your name is trash, right? That's some old school shit.
Don't do that, man.
I know you know like 3
Ernest means solid, honest, direct.
Right? So no bullshit, right? So Ernest
goes to camp.
Ernest goes to camp.
Yeah, no, for sure. That shit was funny too.
Weekend at Ernest.
Y'all go stop hating on
Ernest Mack Johnson. No.
Look, Ernest, right? Ernest was a MLB player. Ernest has given 12 to 13 scholarships to his players. Baseball. We're talking black baseball. He's been doing this for the last 20 years.
Good job, Ernest.
Look at the brain on Ernest.
Look at the big brain on Ernest.
So Ernest has been killing the game, and Ernest actually said, look, my dream was to go to the MLB. I have an opportunity to teach these kids. He's been teaching these kids for 20 years the skill of baseball. All black kids. All scholarships. All HBCUs. And,
really? Like every kid went to a HBCU?
Every kid.
Wow.
Every kid.
That's
so shout out to Ernest Radcliffe.
Yeah. Where did he play? He played St. Louis, right?
St. Louis.
Yeah. Oh no, he's the man, bro. Wasn't he one of the first cats to man.
Yeah.
There's a documentary about this guy, I think.
Look. I'm talking about he is official. And he's also the football coach as well.
Oh, he was the first black player to turn down a white groupie, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at your nigga shit. I love it.
And you said it so serious. I was like, yeah.
No, but look.
Definitely was a thing.
Ernest goes to camp. Ernest turns out a bitch.
Ernest weekend. Right.
Let me stop, man.
Listen, I will say this, man. This is a special edition that we've already.
His last group, just his last 12 players, all HBCUs.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was random.
No, but I didn't know if I finished that point, bro. Look, Ernest, I'm calling you tomorrow, Ernest.
Your man's over here, man. This guy.
I'm calling Brother Radcliffe.
Want to make you a friend of the show?
No, we about to get to the part that really brought us here today, man. We're gonna get to the part where we interview our fathers, because it is Father's Day, and we started this not knowing that. Actually, now that I think about it, like we started this basically Father's Day weekend last year. If it's a year, it's got to be at least
those are facts.
within that frame,
true.
right? I don't remember the exact date, unfortunately.
That's true.
I'll give you.
It had to be this week, though, is what I'm saying. So this is a
52
year in,
weeks straight.
man. This is 52 weeks straight. Like, it's crazy. So we're about to interview our fathers. Thank you all for tuning in. We love every last supporter, yo. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, this is not something I wanted to continue doing.
Glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here.
I got 18 jobs. I don't need another one. But
Jamaican.
But y'all definitely have been responding. You all have definitely been following. And yeah, we feel obligated at this point to make sure that we keep providing content and keep bringing it on. So we're going to bring our fathers, the men who made us who we are, onto this stage. And yo, I don't know what to tell you. Why are you playing it? All right, y'all. We are still here in our 52nd one-year anniversary episode. And it is a very special day for that reason, but also because Father's Day was yesterday. And yes, let's clap it up for all of the fathers.
Don't get enough recognition, in my opinion.
Definitely. I didn't give my father nothing.
Except I got something for him to give me. Hey. And I'm finna get it too.
Teamwork, though.
It is actually, well, we'll talk about that. So yes, obviously we want to welcome our fathers here. We have all of our fathers here today. We're going to interview them, talk a little bit about what it is to be a father, what it was like to become a father in different times, and what we see fatherhood and things that shape in fatherhood now. So please welcome to the show my father, Baba Shangodini Ifatunji.
Round of applause.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been following the show. It was such a pleasure to be on it.
He got real excited too when he called me. He's like, "Hey man, I like the show, man. Like I really dig the show, man." But I told y'all on this show, like who knows how many shows ago, that he was the one that told me, you need to give up this sports career thing that you think you got. You need to go into sports broadcasting. And I was like, nah, man, I don't want to be the square talking on the mic, man. I want to be the athlete. Here I am, 40 years later.
That's interesting.
We got range with the show with the audience.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm glad you brought up sports, because Baba, I gotta ask you, man. I got to get right into it, because Kinde loves talking about his baseball career and his athletic prowess. And I haven't seen it, and when I did see it, I wasn't impressed. so I want to know.
The jury is out.
Yeah, I want to know, as his father, where did this come from? What is his athletic?
Well, it probably sunk into his head. There was one spectacular moment in T-ball.
T-ball. It was not T-ball. It was Little League. It was Little League. I was like 14 years old. I was like 14 years old. It was not T-ball.
You know about it.
No, that's love, though.
He hit an inside the infield triple.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that was
You had wheels on you, huh?
And
I was
beat that
fast.
bad boy out. That was everybody was just.
So to be clear, T-ball is the sport for youth where the ball is stationary on top of a stand.
Yes.
You take your best hack at it.
That's right.
Okay.
Are you gonna talk into the mic this show?
I'm trying, man. Already.
He said this year.
I thought, you know what I thought you were talking about? I thought you were talking about when you and Grandma came to the game. I was playing for First Federal, and I got the triple play. And Grandma went crazy. Grandma was just like nuts, running around talking about something.
No, that was
my grandson got a triple out. You got a triple out.
Triple out.
Don't talk.
I know, but we actually asked our fathers to come on because, as we all know, as fathers, we don't get enough recognition. If you watch media when it's Mother's Day, oh, it's flowers on every corner. There's an event going on somewhere. And for fathers, we just don't get that kind of love. Right?
That's true.
So we wanted to highlight our fathers, because if we don't, then who will?
Touche. That's
so. Yeah. Thank you for coming, like in real time. Thank you, because.
Well, I salute y'all for that thought.
Quick question. He said fathers don't get, and he's absolutely correct. They don't get the recognition or the flowers and everything. But a lot of times, a lot of fathers don't want that overbearing attention and showering of public showering of affection and flowers, so to speak. A lot of fathers like to move behind the scenes. and be proud of their work when it's in front of them. What do you think about that? Is that any truth to that?
Well, I think so, because there's the nurturing and hands-on work for so many generations has been attributed to the mother's role. So if, you know, the father, the role that at least I grew up understanding was mine as a father was to provide and protect. It was like, you know, and if I got it, it wasn't until Bill Cosby and them that right.
They changed the narrative.
They started talking about, you know, daddy daycare and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, I got a chance to do some of that. But bottom line was, especially in light of the inequity amongst women in the workforce, you know, women couldn't get the jobs that the men could get if the man was qualified to get the job. And so if the man could get the job, then he was going to keep the job. And to keep the job, he had to be on the job, you know. So,
yeah.
Ooh,
bars.
That was a lot right there.
Bars.
That's a lot.
All right, so one of the things I wanted to ask, right, is like, becoming a father, right? Like you have 5 children. Yeah, it's all right. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out, man. He's a grown man. He's a former CPD.
Mr. Matthews, there you go.
Right. He figured it out. You know how to read addresses.
Yeah, wait for a second.
Yeah. Pop, we're live right now.
Yeah. We're recording.
So you don't care. You gonna keep talking like we're live right now.
So the question was,
y'all introduce each other. Yeah, there you go.
At the time that you became a father for the first time with Mosi, that was 1976, right?
Yeah.
So like, what were some of the primary concerns for like, just, you know, you as a young man, as a, you know, person having a child, but also like, what were some of your concerns just like about being a father? Like, what am I going to be? How do I do this right? I would assume you didn't like just have it all figured out.
The way I figured it, what I said, how do I do this right was keep my job.
Facts.
And
gotta have some bread.
Sure.
Gotta have bread on the table.
And you know, and it was Mosie's mother we were fortunate she didn't have to have a job at the time. You know, she did later on move back into the workforce, right? But that and the how do you figure it out part had to do with when he would wake up in the middle of the night with colic. And we had to say, okay, who's gonna do it this time?
Oh, wow.
Right. Holland's crying and carrying on, you know. And so getting up and walking him down to, you know, back to sleep was, and then getting up the next morning after having been rest broken,
and going to work,
to the job, to lecture, to act like I was awake enough to lecture.
Let me impart all this fascinating knowledge upon you as I doze off.
So yeah.
So I have a question. Raising all boys, right, and also having daughters. What's the difference? How do you navigate that?
Well, I never had all boys.
No, I'm saying raising boys versus girls.
Raising boys versus girls. What's the difference?
Well, the part with the girls is real sensitive because there's been a lot of historical abuse in some of the ancestry of the families, you know, and so the mothers are all on point about that. And so, you know, it varies. It varies. I didn't have an opportunity to be that close to the girls, but I had a chance to spend more time, I think, with the boys. And of course, I had more to tell the boys because I was a boy, right?
Right.
You know, with the girls, it was I looked to their mothers to
take care of that.
Yeah, to see, you know, if there's anything I need to do or say or whatever. But, you know, but when the mothers would like be, you know, have them in a chokehold, I'm gonna say, okay, wait.
You're going too far. You're going too far.
See, I need to say, you know, that's my sweet child. I want y'all.
Yeah. You know what? Were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Look here, I'm not gonna ask your age because nobody needs to know that at all. All right.
I'm proud of my age.
How old are you then?
Talk to me then. Looking good. Looking good.
A spry 72. So I know you've seen the world change several times over. okay,
oh, yeah.
is being a man, not by definition, but by your definition, is being a man different now? Is being a father different now versus than when it was back then?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I mean, for me, is the difference is the kids are older.
Facts.
You know, and they got jobs of their own. They're doing, you know, they're working out their own family lives, etc. If they have one like that, you know, and so it's different in that way. So mostly it's like hands off, you know, pretty much because they grown, they making their own decisions. I can't whip their butt if I see it.
Look at you, you love that.
See that?
I know you do. Hard on that too, Jack. Like, he just had a whole reminiscence.
Yep, right. You know,
and I'm not sure about younger fathers though.
Right.
You know, that part I'm not sure about. You know.
See, and that was a two-part question too, because we also have a Facebook page to go along with this podcast, and we asked a question to our followers, and it was like, at what age did you and your parents become friends? Now, with men, it's different than maybe with women, because a lot of times they have the term daddy's girl, mama's boys, you know what I'm saying, for a reason when these kids are young, when kids are younger.
Right.
You know, so at what age did you and your children kind of hit the friendship lane? And you were still a parent with respect, but when did you realize, hey, your kids feel they can talk to you on a friend type level?
They always kept secrets.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Talk to him as an adult, like
as an adult.
Yeah.
I talked to him like as an adult from the time they was babies.
Exactly. There's no gaga goo goo coochie.
Exactly. I didn't do baby
You're gonna
talk.
stand up. You're gonna walk over to the room. You're gonna turn the TV on. Like, it's very clear instructions.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wanted them to grow up understanding English and logic and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have the presence of mind to translate to baby talk. I just didn't.
Yeah, me either.
And so I would, you know, and I always knew because of that, that it would be later on in our relationship that they would understand me more.
It took a while.
That's how it usually works with the fathers and sons, though, because when you're a lion raising lions, you know, in sensible words, you know what I'm saying, you're going to butt heads at some point.
Yeah. No, there is that.
Moms be bumping heads with their daughters like hardcore, man.
Right. See, I get that point as well, because I saw my dad and my older brother have a fight. I'm like, I don't want no part of that.
Yeah. You get touched up. Now, see, here's the thing, like, when a father has a son, if the father's an alpha male, typically your son's going to be alpha male, right? And they're going to have a lot of some of that. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of them in you, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
As a father, how do you combat that? Because you love your son, but there is a line I'm sure that has to be drawn. Like, nah, I'm still the king of this guy.
Well, most of our pissing contests were like basically verbal. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and you know, one time I remember Makinde pissed me off so bad.
Hey, let's get into it. Also, this is the story of Mosi snitching on me.
We talk about
let him tell it. No, he heard this better.
Mosi did snitch on him. I found out later, but it didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just glad that the punch went into the wall instead of his jaw. That's, you know.
But that was a scary moment.
Oh, you barely escaped, huh?
Well,
we've heard about the story. It's documented. You heard the story.
I think I told it on here, right?
Yeah.
No.
The best story, not to cut you off though, the best story that he told on the podcast and off mic was when something happened and you gave him a phone book and said, find your way.
That was the same
stuff. That was the same
day.
Oh, somebody got impregnated.
Yeah. No. You just gonna throw all kind of random shit.
I know, man. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. It's called troubleshooting.
No, I had to
ask somebody into dealing with the girl because I knew she wanted the baby.
Oh, she was that bad?
Yeah.
No, none of this happened. Hold on. Wait, stop.
No, not you. That's your brother. This your brother.
Oh, yeah, it's not me. God, y'all done put me out in the streets bad. No, I did. I had, you know, gotten in trouble with the law, doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Oh, dear.
And Mosi, he was in Trinidad, and he had been gone for the weekend. And, you know, it happened right when the weekend kicked off. So I knew I was going, you know, I had a day or two. And so when he came home, I remember he pulled into the driveway and I was sitting downstairs and I was, you know, the other part of the story is that when I was in 8th grade, we had this thing where he was like, look, man, I was on the 8th grade basketball team. You know, I was on the basketball team.
My father's here. He can vouch for everything.
Right. And but he had told me, like, man, if you get one more discipline notice, like, you can't play.
You tried it,
right? Well, no, and this is the weirdest part about this thing is, like, all the other discipline notices I was responsible for. Like, I was talking, I was doing whatever the teacher said. This one was legit not me, though. Like, it was a championship game. We were playing at East. So I really wanted to play in this game because I want to go try out for the freshman coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going to be seeing who's there. And I knew I was going to be getting some tick because, you know, the whole situation was lined up perfectly. And he says, look, man, you get this discipline notice, you can't play. So I get this discipline notice. I beg Miss Phelps. Vanita Phelps, I love you to death. You're one of my favorite teachers, but I swear you don't know how hard this was.
Thank you, Miss Phelps.
So she gave me this discipline notice. I begged her, like, please, that was not me. She's like, nope, not having it. It was the end of the year or whatever. So I got home and the game was like the next day. So this is 8th grade. This ain't the same story about the law. But the game was like the next day, but he had always told me, like, look, man, you gotta always tell me what's going on. Like, you gotta always let me know.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
And at the time, I'm just like, man, all my teammates was like, man, do not tell your father, bro. Like, he's definitely
whole time they didn't even have a father though.
No. Well,
if you really think about it,
that's
though,
real.
that's a real
Actually, now that I think about it, a couple of them didn't. I hadn't really made that connection. But anyway, the point is just like, so I tell him. And he's like, all right, yeah, well, you know what it is.
Damn.
And I was just like, damn, I told you, though. I did the right thing. Like, he's supposed to let me go play the championship game. He was like,
I said, if it happens one more time, then you tell.
So he's like, yeah, man, you can't play. So I got my uniform laid out. I mean, this is etched in my brain. I got my uniform laid out on the bed. I got the fresh socks, you know what I'm talking about, and clean the shoes. Like, I can't wait. And then he pulled one on me. He goes, all right, man, because like I lived in the basement. My room was in the basement. So when he would leave the house, he just opened the basement door, yell down the stairs. He said, all right, man, I'm about to head on out. You know, take it easy. And I'm just like, you gonna leave? So now I'm stuck with the decision to sneak out, go play this game. And part of me is thinking this is like some secret, like
it's super setup.
Yeah, like he just gonna pull down the corner and post up and see what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Let's play a game.
I did. I went back and forth because in my head I was like, dude, I could just take this punishment. School is over. I'm graduated 8th grade. Like, it's just gonna be a couple of weeks in the summer, but I get to play in the championship game for the coach, right? I didn't go, man. Found out the next day. Go to school, man, everybody was pissed at me. We lost by 11 points in overtime.
How much did you average?
Not that much. The point is, had I been in the game, but no, so I tell that part of the story because same situation when he was coming back from Trinidad and I'd gotten arrested. I was just like, yeah, man, I have to tell him. I'm not gonna try and hide this. I'm not gonna try and finesse this. How am I gonna hide going to court way out in Wheaton? You know what I'm saying?
You really can't, yeah.
But that's when Mosi walked outside. He didn't even get in the house yet, man. Mosi walked outside. I did the normal formula. He comes in, he sits his stuff down, he gets situated. I go say, hey, Dad, I got to talk to you about something. Didn't even get a shot, man. All I hear is the door swing open. He comes stomping down the stairs. I had a picture of Bob Marley. I had a Bob Marley joint smoking poster. He snatched it off the wall, and that's when he punched the hole in the wall. And I was sitting over in the side. It wasn't even nowhere near me. I was sitting over in the side. He said something, snapped off a little bit, went back upstairs, came back downstairs with a phone book. He's like, find somewhere to live and find you a lawyer.
That's great, man.
And look, I sat there for a second. It was like, shit, you ain't playing. He came down later though and was like, look, man, you know, I was obviously upset and all that. You know, we'll work it out. But he did. He was just like, this is gonna be on you though. I'm not bailing you out of this. Like, you gotta pay for your own lawyer. You got to go through all of this on your own. And that's the type of thing though, I feel like that I value now, those experiences. Like now when I'm in a situation as an adult male with other people, it's like two things that I always remember: be honest with people, tell them what's up, even when it's shitty, even when it's like, yo, they need to know what's going on. And two, stand on it. Like when you put in the work, so to speak, you're gonna have to, deal with the repercussions and the consequences. So don't bag away from that. I've always appreciated that about our relationship.
That's great.
That's love. That's love. I can say that I have to give you kudos for having that kind of restraint for dealing with this dirtbag to my left, because I can't say the same thing would have happened in my basement. Not even his basement. Okay,
Well, we gonna get to that.
Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
I'm just mad y'all had to live in basements though.
What you mean? I had my own door? Are you kidding?
Yeah, I definitely
I had my own bathroom. Like I had a studio apartment from like 13 years old. Like,
both y'all.
Are you tripping? I love the basement. The basement was excellent. One more quick question before we go specifically for you. There was a point in your life where you decided to study African culture, Yoruba culture specifically. And just, I guess I want to hear, or at least I want, people to hear more, so I think I know, but what was that decision like, again, as a father? At this point, you already had a son. You were in a second marriage now. I think I was born right around the time you were getting initiated, right? I was 81. No, you were 84. Yeah.
83, yeah.
So in the process of making that decision from a spiritual, religious perspective, how did you think about how that was going to affect you as a father, or like your fatherhood approach?
Well, my stepfather, L.W. Monty, he, I just posted something on Facebook today about him. That he was the one who kind of opened up my connection to spirituality, right? I mean, he taught me how to work. He was always there for me, right? That kind of thing. And so I was kind of prepared just to basically expand the type of fatherhood that I was about to, embark upon. Because basically, as you know, excuse me, priests are basically, that's why I say, call me Baba, right?
Gotcha.
Well, father, that's what Baba means, right? And basically that's what, it's Baba Losha, Baba Lawo, or various and sundry different other titles that people get, that males get in this case, when they go through initiations. The most important thing for me in that transition of fatherhood is, well, a couple things. One, I became a father to God children, right? So there was people who were outside of my natal family that I was going to, and still do. First salutes on Father's Day I get every time Father's Day come around is from my godchildren, right? Y'all might call about 6 or 7.
Yeah. We usually wait till about 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, so there was that. But then the other aspect of that is that I knew that it would be an opportunity for me to reclaim certain kinds of traditions within my family and to pass that to you all, right? And so the biggest blessing of my life has been being able to kind of guide you all across the threshold of your own initiations into and to teach you about tradition and culture as much as I did, and of course your mother exposed you to a lot more, even more. So, but to become not just Baba, but Baba Lawo or Baba Losha, and to serve not just you all, but also the community was what that opportunity was about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap up so we can get to the next dads. But we know you got a project that you're a part of. See, so by the way, you might not have gotten to this episode yet, but like, I'm the African genius on the panel here.
Okay.
Yes,
Are you?
I'm
sorry.
Yes.
Wait, let me
but I need them to know. I need them to know where it comes from, right? Like I need them to know that the intellectual space that I hold here, It's definitely developed by this gentleman to my left.
It's very apparent.
Yes, very professor. I mean, for all my life, he was a college professor. But yeah, please tell us about the book.
Well, this is it was actually a surprise kind of, but it's called. Is there a camera thing?
Okay. Yeah, they can see it. Yeah.
Anyway, it's
right
called The Eternal Year of African People. It's going to be a book release Thursday at 7:00 p.m.
Well, this will get released on Thursday. Yeah, this will get released on Thursday.
Is there champagne involved? Any bottle popping?
No, it's going to be zoomed.
Okay.
No, they had planned a live thing, and then COVID hit.
Yeah,
so it's been. This is just getting back to doing it. But I have. This is a book that's got a good number of scholars from the Chicagoland area included in it, writing about African-centered thought. And my contribution to it is a piece that's actually in the back. It's a CD or a DVD of
documentary
of Oyotunji African Village and the development of Alba Adefumi I. It's about an hour, 10 minutes piece, and it's firsthand testimony from a lot of people who were involved in that development, which is the development that kind of guided my own development. So if you get a chance,
what's the name again?
It's called The Eternal Year of African People.
There you go.
Ooh, The Eternal Year of African People.
Yeah.
Y'all go get that. Y'all go get that. If y'all don't have it, I'm force feeding it to you.
You gonna read it?
No. I'm gonna do the audio book. Yeah. You trying to get yours out? No, sir. No, sir. Now we're Pops in the building. I'm on point, baby.
Well, Dad, say it a million times, but I say it so much. I love you. Thank you so much. Just so much of a strong foundation I feel like I've been provided. Even when I go out into the city, I was out at the Dusable Museum, and people just like, oh, I know your daddy. And they just so proud to say that. Did you? People definitely, they just so proud to say it. Like, I know your daddy. And that lets me know that like, that's a good thing. And that I'm, doing my best to carry the name in the same way. I feel like people
and plus, they'll check you.
Oh yeah, real quick. Facts. Real quick.
You can't be out in the city.
That's facts.
Enough.
That's a good point, because I will be found. Yeah, that's fact.
Streets are watching.
Just shift out of here like this.
Yeah. No, we gonna go. We good. But happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day, brother.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Yep. Here we are back on episode 51.
52.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year, man. This is a special edition. This is our Father's Day edition. We are blessed to have our fathers with us. And on this segment, we got my dad, a.k.a. Jerome Thompson, a.k.a. Jerome Thompson, a.k.a. Jerome Thompson. You know what I'm saying? My man, you know what I'm saying? My man, all of the good things about me, I believe I get from him now as an adult man. So I appreciate that and I understand him more, but I'm not gonna keep talking about that. I'm just glad he's here. And we're gonna start by asking, hey man, how you doing?
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, man. Let's be clear. Happy Father's Day.
I am a.k.a. Jerome Thompson. That is me. Proud of Abasi Thompson.
There you go.
Hear that. So this sweater, oh my bad. I was just saying that the sweater is super fresh, man. Like, where'd you get this?
That was on purpose too. Let's be clear.
From my oldest son.
Huh?
From my oldest son.
Your oldest son. Of me. Okay. So he keep you fresh and
he keep me fresh.
The one that looks just like him.
Got it.
You know what's funny about that is,
yeah.
My brothers, and it trips me out. I see myself when I look at my dad, but not as much as I see my brothers when I look at them and my dad. It's like those three dudes are him at different phases of his life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They all look like him at a different point in his life, and it just confuses me. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, man. Like when Cameron was a baby, what up, Killer? When he was a baby, we bought him by Lockwood. Now my dad had the bald head, Javaka had the bald head. They look so much alike. So my dad would hold Cameron, and he was happy, but Javaka came in the door, and he started crying. He's looking at Javaka like, but you holding me right now. Right. So how are you here? You know what I'm saying?
This is weird.
Yeah. And you gave him to Javaka. And he looked at my dad like, but you just gave me away, so how am I?
Yeah. How am I getting passed around by the same person?
Same person, you know what I'm saying? But it was good though, man. Let's start off here. How did you get to Chicago?
Real interesting story. We're from Florida, Mississippi. It's like a rural area, a few miles south of Jackson. There were 10 of us.
Oh, wow.
My mother was ill, and we needed to get to Chicago for better doctors.
Because they couldn't and wouldn't treat her right down in Mississippi. Fuck y'all.
They wouldn't treat
Facts.
her.
Yep.
Facts.
So we had an old beat up Chevrolet. My oldest brother, Leo, was a mechanic, really good with his hands. He fixed it up, and we got everybody in that Chevrolet, except my oldest brother, MC. He was about 6'3", 6'4". So as we were pulling off down the road, my mother starts crying. We go back and get MC and put him in the car.
They put him in the trunk.
Put him in the car. And when we get to Chicago,
we can take people in this Chevrolet.
When we get to Chicago, as soon as we pulled up in front of the apartment building that they were leaving in, the car broke down. Never ran again.
Look at God.
But my oldest brother, Leo, went out and got another car so we can get around there. But it was in the papers. You know, the Thompsons heading for Chicago, and that old raggedy beat up Chevy.
It was in the papers?
Yeah. It broke down once along the way. He got out, he was good with his hands, fixed it, made it here.
Where were you in the 10? Where are you in the?
I'm the bottom. I'm the baby of the group.
You the baby of the 10?
Really?
I was about 3 or 4 months old.
How old is mom?
Wow.
How's grandma?
My mom's 109.
Still here?
109 years
109,
old?
still kicking.
Oh, that's right. I remember you went to the birthday celebration.
Oh,
yeah. Salute, man. That's good. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Still has the faculties.
Yeah.
Still has a sharp tongue.
Yeah. See, those are good genes. And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I got to commend you for making these physical specimens.
Yeah, your sons are huge, man. Like when you walked in the door, I was like, that's not Abasi's father.
So I've known you since high school, right? And I always was taken aback, like, how? How does this work? And I don't know, and I'm about to get ratchet and raunchy, man. Was it the position?
Oh,
like,
you don't care, man. You don't care.
I don't know. Like, tell me how you did that. Like, all 4 of them are linebackers, running backs,
really
linemen.
the biggest human beings I've ever been.
How does that happen? What's the secret?
What I did, I went out and bought a weight bench. I still remember it's called a Marcy Monster.
Okay.
You know, you put a weight on one end, it'll flip over if you'd have another one on there.
It was the cheapest.
Yeah, it was the cheapest on the market.
Yeah.
And some plastic weights. I think they still got the weights. The Marcy Monster is ancient history.
Okay.
So I would go down there and work out regular. Now, as they got a little older, they started going down there. My wife, go down there and check them. Go down there and check them. They don't want anything. So one day, I think Javaka, the oldest, was exercising, lifting, and Abasi went down there. Abasi was upstairs. I heard Javaka come ask for a spot. Then I knew they were serious.
They was getting real.
Okay.
Yeah. Deep.
I'd hear them hanging on the poles, swinging back and forth. I go down there. What y'all doing? Nothing.
Tearing shit up.
Right, but that's how they got started. They've been lifting weights since they were down here.
Well, that basement was Samurai Sunday on 1019. Swinging from the pipes attached to the house in the basement. Yeah. And Kiki said, hey, y'all on them pipes down there? Pause. No, you know what I'm saying? No, damn what we lying, you know what I'm saying?
Where did the names come from when you were naming your children?
Back then, my wife was into the what your dad is into, the Afro-Central. Right. And all those names came from that. She was deeply involved in that. So we gave her those names. I didn't have a problem with it. I liked it. They sound cool to me.
Yeah.
Shavaka, Abasi, Johans.
I gotta ask you this in front of everybody. Why y'all had me at the crib, man? Why was I born at home?
Oh, you were born at home?
I was born at home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, hey, Johans was born at Rush, very good hospital. Lionel was born at Illinois Masonic, very good hospital. Javak was born in Loretto, God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying? He made it. That's why he's tough as he is. He was born in Loretto.
Garfield Park Hospital.
Garfield Park, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
What about Lonnie?
You
said, okay, I'm sorry.
So what led y'all to the decision to have a midwife? I'm not gonna call him a witch doctor because that's disrespectful. I don't know what he was. I'm not gonna say that. But I know there are pictures of me being held, and my man got a feather to my forehead. Everything. Seriously, no BS.
That's what's up.
Real. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like my childhood. Like
that's the truth, man. So what led you guys to that decision?
I went along with it. I have to admit, it was her idea. Again, we went into that Afrocentric thing. The midwife lived downstairs. She was into that. But the night that she gave birth to you, this heifer was nowhere in sight. Nowhere in sight. Nowhere. And your mother's giving birth, you know, what am I going to do? Now, I don't know if I told you this before.
No, you didn't.
I delivered you.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
I didn't know what the hell to do with that umbilical cord. I knew it went straight to the garbage. And when I came back in, you know, wiping your mother up and wiping you off, here this.
No, we get it.
Was he like 12 pounds?
Here she comes.
How tall am I?
I think he was
6'5".
11.
I weigh, did I?
I think he was 11 or 12.
Yeah, you had to be a 12-pound baby.
But there may be some genius in that because you are the biggest
she wasn't nowhere around, Joe.
Like, no, you're the biggest one though. Like, so maybe
you
that's
gotta be bigger than all of them.
Pause.
Yeah, you gotta relax out
No.
right now. All right, cool, whatever.
No, sir.
Well, here's my question too. So, like, what did you do professionally at the time that you were having, like, at the time you started having kids?
What didn't you do, man?
Yeah, I had a little Jamaican in me. I sold insurance. I drove a cab. I mopped floors. I flipped burgers at McDonald's.
You said keep the job, stay on the job.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was the role. Keep the job, stay on the job.
This is where, and y'all know I hate going to work, and I say it all the time. But this is why I don't mind working, because I saw the example every day. The man would ride a bike in the snow to the gig. You must really love that woman or love your kids to do that. Period. You know what I'm saying? He rode a bike. His calves is this big though. So
An educator as well.
Right. Assistant
principal. Yeah, I was saying we've heard
principal.
that's what. Yeah, okay.
Assistant principal.
What school was it?
Jensen.
Jensen.
I stayed there for 8 years.
Name the schools you was at.
Resurrection, Louis Armstrong, Heffron, Nash, Spencer.
That's a lot of years.
Frazier.
Wow.
They're all on the west side.
Y'all saw Lane on Me, right?
Yeah.
Real live Joe Clark. How many schools did you turn around?
Every single one.
He was tasked with doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Every single one.
You come in this. Okay, what were your rules for the? I'm sorry, y'all, my bad.
No. I love this.
What were your rules for the young men and women coming into your building, your classrooms?
It's funny because you also mention it all the time. I would write on the board, do as I say. That's the only rule. I may say something different the next day, Just do as I say.
Yeah.
You want to win? Do what I tell you. But all right, let's take a test. What's the number one rule? Do what I say.
That was it.
You know what? But the young man, in these being public schools as well, you couldn't come in his classroom with your pants sagging, without a belt. Your shirt had to be buttoned up, shoes tied. You needed a writing utensil and something to write on. Now, why did you take that stance?
You're going to eventually get off the west side. You're going to eventually have to get into life.
Okay.
So you got to know how to present yourself, no matter who you're talking to, where you're at, who you're in front of. You got to know how to speak. West side, urban, when we're in urban, when you go out venturing for a job, you got to know how to present yourself.
Yeah.
I had them write their headings, manuscript. Because when you go out, those applications, they had to be in manuscript. But everybody else was doing that cursive, which was, you couldn't read it.
Right. I hate it. Right. Oh, God.
Yes, I did. From the Shule Yawa Toto.
That's where we went.
Yes.
I went there.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah.
Haven went there too?
Man, look
at
you.
Man. We're cousins, no cousins.
I can't remember that name.
Are we talking about your wife?
No. My mama about to get you for that one.
Right, like.
Sped classes.
Yeah.
See, what y'all don't hear, audience, is our fathers are connected, because you never know how your past intertwines. And we just found out that several of us went to an African-based school, the Shule Wawa Toto. Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Hannibal African, Mama Filomena.
Mama Filomena.
Mama Filomena.
And Hannibal,
She
Brother
was
Hannibal.
there. Brother Hannibal. Hannibal Christian
Yeah, we
DeBasi.
cousins, Joe. Hey.
Hannibal Christian
Okay.
DeBasi. Right. That's where we got those names from. There was a ceremony out in Washington Park, and he gave everybody a name.
Oh, naming ceremony.
Say his name.
Akiba? Yeah, I kind of remember that.
I'm now calling him that forever now.
Akiba, yeah, it's a rap.
Wait,
Akiba.
whose name is Akiba? That's your name?
No, Haven.
Oh,
That's pretty dope.
I'm a Mon Ra. I'm a Mon Ra.
the midwife. The midwife.
Was the one that didn't show up.
That might have been it. She was a really short, petite lady. Right.
Is that was the same
Say the
lady that was
name again.
supposed to be my midwife?
Hey, only on the corner. Only on. Hey man. Hey man.
No, that way it's his partner. No, that way it's his partner. No, that way it's his partner.
What was her name again?
What was her name
What was her
again?
name again?
Almaz, I think.
Almaz, something like that.
That's funny, man.
That might have been her.
A corner.
Small lady.
She didn't show up?
She drove a CTA bus. Did she
She
drive a
drove
CTA
CTA.
bus?
She drove for CTA bus.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're convicting her.
We're gonna blame her anyway.
Yeah, bottom line is midwives don't do their job right. That's what we do.
All right, Lauryn Hill.
So let me ask you this: feeding all of these miscreants, right? How did you find time to keep making them? You know what I mean? Like, what was going on? Like,
What do you mean?
look,
What
man,
was going on?
what was going on? Like, okay, you working, sleep, impregnate, working.
There you go.
Sleep, impregnate.
There you go.
Damn. Okay. I didn't want to say fucking because I love you.
fucking.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the-
All right. Whatever.
One thing that really helped, there was a 4-year period where I was working at McDonald's. And I bring McDonald's home.
Oh, that was easy.
That's why I hate McDonald's now.
Yeah. See, I used to work at Checkers, right? So I would bring.
I worked at Checkers.
Yeah, that was my first job. I'd take all the fries, meat. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever.
You
Yeah, whatever.
never told me that, bro.
Fire.
Cookie, dog, you know that, right?
Pop's like, I want some of them the nuggets.
shakes was fire.
The apple, bring some of the apple nuggets home.
The shakes and the fries was pretty fire.
Bro, I'm taking the whole bags.
Yeah.
Like,
And later on, I had a donut shop,
okay.
Winchell's. I
Did you
bring
really?
donuts and coffee home.
Really?
We was
Where was that
5
at?
years old drinking coffee and donuts.
Winchell's was on Archer, right behind Kelly High School.
Okay.
That was the worst job I ever had. It was the worst job I ever had.
Wait, what made it was a coffee shop? How hard is that?
No, about that time, Roots came out.
The movie.
Yeah, Roots came out. So from midnight to 6, I'm the only one in the store making donuts because you're not getting a lot of customers. I make the donuts and I wait on the counter, Jamaican.
Right.
So
Jamaican.
when Roots came out, the white folks just lost their mind. They would surround the store at night, flashing their lights, blowing their horns, calling the phone. We're going to get you, nigga. We're going to get you, nigga.
Really?
There was one white guy.
I'm sorry for laughing, though.
One guy used to come in. And we'd always converse about anything, sports, this, that, and the other. But when Roots came out, he came in, I'm not buying anything else with nigga on it.
Wow.
Right. So I had to get out of there. The gang members told me.
The gang members told me.
Actually, the head, big fat dude, about 6'3", 6'4", looked like he could do some damage.
Right.
But he told me, when you come in tomorrow, you're not gonna have one customer. And I'm gonna be sitting here smiling. I came in the next day, no customers. He was sitting there smiling. True story, and I make it real quick. I walk right up to him, had my briefcase in my right hand, I hit him with my left. He was out. He was out before he hit the floor. 5 minutes later, the detectives were there and walked me out in handcuffs.
We still
He
on
said
people.
I had my briefcase in my right hand. I stole on him with the left, and he was out in 4 seconds.
I love it.
It's like a mullet. Business in one hand, party in the other, bro.
I love it.
This is where you want to say God is good. I got to court. The judge was looking at the paper, said, Mr. Thompson, there's some serious stuff. You're looking at some serious jail time. This is serious. So he looking, I see you well educated. You went to DePaul University? I went to DePaul University. So I repeated, I went to DePaul. My brother MC played on the basketball team. I was on that team. You MC's little brother? True story. Hit the gavel. Case dismissed.
Wow.
My man.
Case dismissed.
First of all, that speaks to corruption in Chicago.
No. That's black privilege. That's black privilege. That's what I'm calling black privilege. No, we're gonna take that.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, man.
My lawyer showed up to the court case drunk.
Wow.
He had his shirt, one part of his shirt was hanging out. I only paid him $150.
When did you enter the workforce? What age?
12.
When did you retire?
Me too, actually.
I retired at age 60.
How fucking long is that?
That's way too long.
A long time, man. I'm not mad. When I retire, I tell this story to everybody. I'm gonna be like my dad. My dad said, I ain't picking up shit. I ain't doing nothing. I'm not even gonna pick up a piece of paper. That's how long I fucking worked. And I ain't mad. He get up. I ain't gonna tell his day because he right here. He get up, go to the gym, come on back to the crib.
Dig it.
Nah, Pops, you still look good, man. Like, it had been a while since I seen you until when I saw you again, right? And I said, damn, you still look the same.
Man, thanks.
And I don't know what's in your DNA, okay? But cool is definitely in your DNA.
Cool is definitely in your DNA.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got one more question. You know, I'm sounding extra nasally today. I don't care. But just like I asked Baba, how has the world changed from your youth to watching the youth now? Because you got grandkids. You got, how old is Nyla? Like 9 or something like that?
Right.
She's 9-year-old sister, young sister, bright as the brightest light bulb in the box, you know, like a goddamn dad, Jelani, which is crazy. That's crazy.
Shout out Jelani, man. That's my man. Don't do that, man.
How has the world changed or if the world has changed for black people? Because now you got this move. I meant to ask you this. I forgot, man. I forgot about the woke question because I just forgot. I'm sorry. I apologize. Right. Yeah. You know, how's the world changed for black people, or has it changed for black people since you've been young? Because you got hella stories to tell. Y'all moved here from Mississippi to Caprini Green.
Yeah, Rockwell.
Oh, you stayed in
Greens, yeah.
You could relax
back then.
And you could relax. You could really, go out, leave the door open. All the parents sitting out while you're out there playing, no problems at all. And slowly, as time went on, you start seeing, broken bottles. You start hearing about somebody getting shot. Then you start thinking, I can start locking this door.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And back then you could, you get your pop bottles, take them to the store. You get 2 cents. Save that money up. Go to the show on Saturday. You got 50 cents. And you can stay all day. You get a bus token. You can ride from one side of the city to the next. Now you got to be on your guard. You got to look around every chance you get. I always tell my sons, always be aware of your surroundings.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the world now is dangerous. It's dangerous, no matter where you are. Somebody could walk by it right now.
Yeah.
And open up and start shooting.
Yeah.
I thought it was him right there.
He definitely started reaching his pocket. As soon as you said it, he definitely started reaching his pocket.
Yes, I'm much more alert now than in the past.
Okay.
That's interesting, man. My mom's family talk about that a lot bit. Like they were out in Altgale Gardens, and they talk about that like that was like a pillar of community for black folks when it first opened up. Like you really wanted to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like that was like almost like the symbol of having arrived at your opportunity, to live the American dream in a lot of ways. And it very quickly spiraled into the opposite. Yeah, it's a definitely deep thing. As an educator, I guess what I'm wondering is like, do you still bump into your students now? Like, do you still bump into former students that you see? Or former students that you used to teach?
Almost every day.
Man.
Really?
Almost every
Bro,
day.
he taught at 15 schools. You know what I mean? Like,
so many.
He can't go outside without nobody shaking his hand.
Do you still live in the area where you taught all these places? Because I feel like all those are West Side schools.
They turned to Beverly Hillbillies. They moved to the suburbs. That's everybody
Tell you
behind.
why though, when my boys got old enough to take care of themselves, they all had their own homes, their own families. The house we were living in, just gave it to him, and we moved out to Berkeley.
Yeah,
Peace
Berkeley's
and
nice and racist. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good place. Yeah. Good place to go.
The mayor's name is Robert Lee.
Robert
E. Lee.
Robert Lee. Exactly.
Robert E. Lee. It's the mayor of Berkeley.
Oh my goodness, man.
So you know what's out there.
Well, one last question from me. You're a good-looking guy, man. We get it, your boys get it from somewhere. We get it from somewhere, man. You know, I know you had them falling over you, you know, head over heels for you back when. I'm sure they do it now. Is it hard brushing them off? You know, I know my mama probably cut everybody's throat. You know, so what technique do you use to keep them off? Because I need it. I need the technique, Pop.
That boy too funny, man.
It's real simple. Just
master the word no.
Master the word no.
Master the word no.
Facts.
Yeah. Game, y'all. Game.
You got all kind of go to coffee, come to coffee after school, or come out and have a quick dinner. No. Conversation's over.
Yo, my father told me that straight up one time. He said it's better to say no first and yes later.
Yeah.
Just say no up front.
That is a real thing. When I learned the power of no, it changed my life.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for that.
Well, it's about that time.
Yeah, it's almost time. So look, we're not gonna hold you, Pop. We're gonna get you up out of here. I want to tell you, I love you. I tell you more now that I'm older. I understand the word. I understand that it's not soft. It's not less masculine to tell your father or your brothers or your cousins or your friends you love them.
Right.
So you know we got to start. And Amon and Makinde have been on this positive note for a while. You know, giving people their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the praise they're due while they're here, man. So I just want to tell you I love you, man, and you're irreplaceable.
Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day, man. Happy Father's Day indeed.
Thank you guys for having me.
There you go.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Only voice softer than his is my brother's. Yeah,
hey,
soft talk.
Look, they don't even know Pop's talk. They don't even know Pop's talk.
Bro, this is as many words as I've heard.
They know.
They know, right? They know.
I ain't never gonna forget. Had my briefcase in my right. Knocked him out with my
All right, Pop, man.
That's true story.
All right, look here, man. We're about to get back in this bag. Hey, look, I'm still scared of my father, man. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put hands on you, Pops. Just so you know. Oh, yeah, I got my ass kicked. You know what I mean? Because he loved me. Listen here, man. This is episode 52, man. We are committed. We are in here for a reason, not for a season. And I mean, shit, it's Father's Day, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't show us enough love. And this isn't about us being fathers, right? It's about the men that raised us, the men that put us here. And I want to talk about my father, right? My father is an amazing man, right? And I realized he was amazing when I would be outside and they would find out that this is my father. They were like, oh man, your father's amazing. Like, he's the illest dude ever. And my only response I have is like, nigga, you didn't grow up with him.
That's your line too, bro.
No, this is a real thing.
You don't know the real him.
You don't know the real him, right?
Y'all see the Bill Cosby version, not the James, not the Dad James version.
Right. So like, okay, so my pops, man, I ain't gonna say we had struggles, but I'm an alpha male, he an alpha male, right? And he was like on some do what I say, right? Do what I say type shit. I wasn't trying to hear that all the time. It was like, okay, talk to me a little bit more, which is why I respect and honor you and Baba relationship, right? He ain't talk like that.
So fuck me and my dad relationship, huh?
He never said y'all talk. And you probably never caught them hands. You didn't catch them hands.
Definitely caught them hands. He
mama
knocked the man out with a
briefcase.
My mama saved me. I'm a mama's boy. She saved me, but it's not her day.
You're supposed to learn
Uh-oh.
before you get talked to.
Gang.
Okay.
You got to think.
Okay.
So hold on, Pop.
Thinking makes it better.
Hold on, Pop. We got to give you the microphone etiquette, right? So you got to talk right into the center of the microphone.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
So just a little background. Pops ran, and him and my Uncle Jack and a few of their brothers, Coterie 7, right? So for any of our listeners that are listening for the Father's Day situation, they would be like the most productive promoters in the city, right? DJs promoting. They did everything from the Shy Lights. I think you told everyone Fire and a couple other people, right? And they were also throwing parties all week long, no jobs, right? They had a case go to the Supreme Court because they tried to cheat them out of some money. And they were the first promotion group to make $1 million at that time.
Yeah.
So
good business right there.
we're talking about, like he used to talk about the Stingray. I never rode in the Stingray, but I saw the Stingray, right? So that clearly meant kids were not allowed in the Stingray at all, right? The reason I love my dad is because he is a visionary. He's always been a visionary. His first spot was in Lincoln Park before Lincoln Park was a thing. You know, buying property, being a father. And I never understood how he was able to make all of our games, be completely involved, and take care of the city, right? I said, man, how many off days do you have? like, it's impossible that you're really here every practice, every game. And I ain't gonna say I didn't appreciate it, but I didn't recognize how much that meant until I got of age. And also coupled with that, I learned how to be a man with that. You know, and being a man doesn't mean that you're necessarily tough or you're a pussy, right? It just means that you stand on principle. And he used to teach us principles and still does. And that, for me, carries into how I move every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
It definitely didn't help your baseball career at all.
No, okay. So now, see, I'm glad you talked about that.
Now we here.
Him being there was great, but like it didn't help you as an
Pops,
athlete.
I'm not going to say anything, Pop, but would you tell him how dope,
how trash this dude,
crazy I was in baseball? And he told me, do not play basketball. He said, your gift is baseball.
But you hard head though.
I am. Now, am I lying?
He's not lying. I told him. I said, you are a natural shortstop. And he was. He knew how to. I mean, this is when I first, because Amon is my stepson.
Right.
But we got together when he was 3 years old. So we were together for a long time.
Yeah.
My son, Haven, was 3.5. And so they were right in the same age group. And I used to tell him, if you're good, you don't have to brag on yourself. Your exploits will tell.
That's no fun though.
Well, also he does more bragging than being good at all things. So like he didn't get this lesson.
These are lies. These are lies.
Though.
And let me be clear though. Like, so I personally hate the term step, right? I hate that because.
What term was that?
Step.
Like step.
Okay,
right? I hate it too. I just
you are, you not.
Well, but it's
for sure.
But it's an authentic part of the conversation too. When we talk about, I mean, like I said, we didn't say this when my dad was on here, but it's like my dad was raised by his stepfather. His stepfather was the model in his life. And I think there's something to say about that. When we talk about the Black community, we talk about how fathers are not, playing that role in the same way. And so you have to elevate those brothers that do step in to play that role. My little brother plays that role. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's important, man. It's really important. Like, granted, it's not the endearing term, right? Like, I feel where you coming from. Like I don't want to call him my stepdad because that's my dad.
That's my dad.
Right.
That's my dad.
Right. But it is important to include that in the conversation about fathers.
And the one thing I
Step
love,
up, Dad. Yeah, exactly.
The thing that I love is both of my sons have done that.
Yeah.
Haven has a grandson. I mean, has a guy's stepson, and Amon has a stepdaughter and stepson.
Yeah.
I mean, I look
he doesn't treat them like
It's a good example in front of him.
I always look at it like
great example.
You had no reason to do that, right? So you showed me the way, and who am I to deny another kid love, right? Because you're not mine biologically. That doesn't always make you blood. It doesn't always mean that's love, right? My actual biological father does not love me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Want me to say fuck him for you?
Fuck him. I said 24/7.
Fuck you, buddy. Yeah, there you go.
Period, right? So to have a man step in my life and take care of me, show me how to be a man, bro, that's huge.
No, facts.
That's huge, right? So I've told him 1,000 times, like, man, thank you. Right? Because you didn't have to.
You can't say it enough, bro.
You can't, right? I think me and my pops, I think a lot of times he didn't understand me, right?
And I don't understand you, bro.
That's fine. That's fine, right? But
nobody understands.
But here's the dope part, right? He never gave up. Like I can call him at any time of the day, night, whatever. What's up? What you need? Simple.
That's what's up.
And it's always been like that.
So I got to ask this though, because going back to the party planner thing, I've heard some of these stories, man. These are legendary stories, especially the one about the Supreme Court. That had me all awestruck. But before all of that, your primary career was working for the city, right?
No, I wasn't even in the police yet.
Okay, but that's what you retired from.
I was a hippie.
You were a hippie.
I was a hippie.
Black hippie. Hey, that dude got original out west.
I was a black
The
hippie.
original right here.
Wait, what does that even mean?
I was sliding the family stone, man.
Talk your shit there.
In the mix. I was doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that part. So, but your career with the city, right?
Started afterwards.
Started afterwards, but that was with police, right?
Right.
So now, were you a father when you started with the police department? Had you already had kids?
No.
Yeah.
You had?
One. Yeah.
One, Haven. Okay. So like, what was?
Wait a minute.
No.
He was born in 79.
No.
I wasn't a father then.
Okay. So
started
when you started police
77.
department, you were a single man.
Right.
So what about becoming a father as a police officer in Chicago? Like, take us to that moment. Like, what is that like for you? Because you see what's going on in these streets on a day-to-day basis, and now you have a child that you have to protect. You already protect the city, right? But like now you have a child that you have to protect from the city. So like, what was that experience like for you?
We have to, I had to tell him when he got old enough, I had to tell him what to look out for. Stay away from certain people, which my parents told me when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's crazy. Stay away from him. And I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him.
Right. Exactly what I was thinking.
But the dude they told me to stay away from ended up in prison. This was my childhood friend, my first best friend.
A1.
Because I grew up on the west side.
It sounds a lot like
until I was 8. He was my best friend. He moved to the south side. And the funny thing
That's what did it right there. The south side tainted him.
Stop.
He joined the police department. He was on the police department before me. He robbed a jewelry store.
As a police officer?
Yeah, while he was
Damn, Chicago ain't shit. I'm trying to tell y'all.
running down the street,
Exposing
they
all
called
the
it
corruption.
robbing a jewelry store. I'm like,
That's
maybe my
crazy.
parents knew what they was talking about.
Right.
Man.
Do you feel like both of your sons, Haven and Amon as well, do you feel like they've followed the things that you really wanted them to achieve, right? Like even y'all were in here talking while we were outside, and like I could tell y'all were kind of talking about like, man, I influenced this part of him and all that. Do you feel like the things that you really wanted your sons to get from you, that they actually arrived at that?
I think they're there now. They took different routes to get there. And I think each one of them gained a part of me that they utilize to get where they are. Amon used his promotional skills and his music to get where he is. Me and Haven's a different kind of guy.
Definitely different.
He's different.
Also, he's
different.
not a musician, by the way.
I was going to ask that question.
Throw that out there.
I was going to ask that question.
His music, I don't know what that is.
No, you don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. We are a super musically inclined family. Let's be clear. My mother sings. My father DJs.
These are all other people who are musicians and not you.
We did sets. We called them sets back then. We would do 3 sets a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, packed every night. Sometimes we'd have lines going up the stairs. We had people coming in from out of town wanting to come. I mean, it was like we were Studio 54 or whatever it was in New York. It was like people heard about us from Detroit, Indianapolis, and people would come. And it was just a set. But it started, we'd have an after work set On Friday, start at 5 o'clock, go from 5 to 2.
Hey, Pop, I gotta cut you off. I gotta ask you, how many rubbers was y'all using back then?
Whoa. How many what?
Prophylactic.
How many rubbers was y'all using back then? Because y'all had
Maybe
access.
one. I'm a bareback rider.
Hey, only on the corner, man. That's why I love this man, man.
You only got 2 kids.
Right.
You didn't even get birth to him. Strong.
He said timing.
It's about timing.
Timing. Yeah. Hey, no. But what I really want to kind of talk to you about, because Abasi is a part of this fabric.
Some people.
Yeah.
Fuck them people, bro.
No. But I'm saying you came up through the ranks, right?
Yeah.
Sergeant, lieutenant, commander. You didn't get a bump because someone knew you, right? You worked hard to get that. And I don't think people understand what that really means, being in the Chicago Police Department, and how hard it is as a black man to do that, and how on point you have to be.
Okay, I'll tell you. The thing that I learned, white folks might not like you, which is cool, but you want them to respect you.
Thanks.
Respect goes a long way, as long as they think you're a man. If you don't bend over and kiss their butt, they trust you more. I had a watch commander, and this is the truth. The dude's name was, they called him Terrible Tommy Kernan.
Terrible Tommy Kernan, you ain't shit.
Right. Terrible Tommy Kernan.
With a luchador mask on.
He got dumped by Jane Byrne from the 19th district. He was the commander over there, and she dumped him.
He fucked up in a sweet ass spot.
Yeah, he did. He hated her. He hated the job. So he was mean, but he thought he had enough juice to get out of there. Didn't. And when he came back from vacation.
Oh, you good?
Yeah. When he came back from vacation, he was still in the same spot. So he was like, I'm gonna be meaner.
That's fucked up, man.
Oh, really?
So I came in late one day. And I was late. I would take my
Come from the baseball game, football game, something.
Or the party or the set.
Whatever.
I carry that legacy on where I come in late all the time.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about it.
And so he said, if you come in late again, I'm gonna write you up. I said, okay. So after the roll call, I went to his office. And I walked up to him. I said, Captain, you're the boss. You can do whatever you want to do.
It's been ugly now.
But if you do it to me, you do it to everybody else the same way.
Right.
Thanks.
And he looked at me. And he said, get the fuck out of here. After that, anything I ever wanted from him, I got. I even saw him when I was off duty. No, he had retired. I saw him out on the south side, the north side, and he came up to me in a store, and he said, you a long way, because I was way out of my district. He said, you're a long way from where you're supposed to be. I said, yeah. But he was cool, because he knew that I was not going to bow down.
For that bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, you want for that bullshit.
They expect that from black males. They expect you to bow down, and they usually
especially
do.
in the police department, right? Like, it seems like it's definitely a thing.
That's what happens when a man goes chest to chest with another man, and the prior male thinks he's the head honcho, and everybody should do what the fuck he say. No, dude, I'm a motherfucking man just like you, period. But I'm glad to tell that story because we had a guest on our show last week, 27 years old, and he admitted on the show that, he had finally come to grasp or in tune with his emotions, and it was okay to shed a tear or two in certain situations, And so we broke down, we talked about, or quickly spoke on, there are phases to becoming a man, all right? Now, because you fucking get somebody pregnant, you are a dad, but it's different being a father. Are there phases to becoming a father? And if so, when did you realize that you had the father thing down, or you had stepped into fatherhood?
Well, I learned from my father.
Granddaddy, shut out, man.
I mean, we didn't get along on a lot of things, but he knew how to treat his family. He knew how to treat his family well enough that my cousin used to come up after my aunt and her husband broke up. He would come to Chicago and spend the summer with us because she wanted him to learn how to be a man. He was about 5 years older than me. They made him hang out with me. So
5 years younger than me. 5 years younger.
I had a similar experience. Yeah, I had a similar experience.
You know, and so I watched him and the things that he did. And then I saw, because like I said, my cousin was 5 years older than me. I watched him and the things that he did with his family that he learned from my father.
Yeah.
Being a man is an intricate thing.
Facts.
You know, I didn't want a friend when my sons were young. I wanted men. So they thought I was mean a lot of times, but I would try to do things to make them be men. You know, you when you get out in the world, he's seen me work. I work white people like
yeah. Easy work.
No, hold on. I got to hit it.
I love it, man.
We're up in Canada, and I was talking to this white woman, and I said, "Dang, I forgot my rain suit." She said, "Don't worry." She called her husband, who was there at the resort also.
Pimping.
Go get your rain suit and give it to John.
Dude is a sucker.
Pimping.
Flex.
Hey,
He was standing right next to me.
they should have their first domestic right there.
Yeah.
My raincoat to nobody.
She gave his old rain suit.
Right, man.
But they saw how I dealt with those white people up there. Mine would tell me, he said, "Man, I don't know how you do that. You get them to do what you want them to do, because they always think they're smarter than you, which gives you a jump on the game. They think that they're smarter than you. So you twist it around and make them be the person that they really are. And you find out that you end up the winner in the end.
Oh, my mama. You already know.
So I gotta ask you, right? So there would be times where I felt like, you know,
we're gonna deal with Amon's trauma right
no
now.
No trauma, no trauma, no bullshit,
absolutely
no
right.
trauma, no bullshit, right? My pops is a pretty fair guy, right? To be honest with you, he's really fair, but fair doesn't recognize. I don't recognize fair at 6 to fucking 20, whatever, right?
To 20? You didn't recognize fair?
Yeah, no,
what else is left?
No, guess what? Because I'm about to tell you, right? So he would do shit like, all right, I'm gonna give you like one of his pet peeves, right? He hated when the ice tray was empty and somebody put the empty ice tray back in the freezer.
What's wrong with
right?
that?
I thought
I don't have a problem yet.
Hold on.
I don't have a problem yet.
In my mind, right? I'm like, it's still 2 cubes in there. Why fill it back up, right? In my mind, right?
You don't need more than 2 cubes.
He would come in looking for some ice, you know, and that he would snap. And I know, man, I ain't do that. I don't know who did that, right? I don't know who did that.
It'd be like this.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it would be shit like that, but it's just funny. Like now, when it got real, he would like even me and Haven always got into it. He'd be like, "Man, look, something happened when y'all outside. Y'all stay together. We figure that shit out. Whatever y'all shit is, we'll figure out later." And to this day, me and Haven together ain't never lost a fight.
No, that's real.
You know what,
No,
though?
Haven is a big, enormous, dangerous human being. Right.
Period.
So these stories about
I don't think that has anything to do with you. Is
No,
what I'm
actually
trying
it
to
does.
get at.
No, actually it does.
Greektown. Tell them about Greektown.
Yeah, okay. So one day, I had did some dumb shit in Maywood. And had to
No.
No.
It happens, bro.
I had to touch a dude up in Maywood, right?
Oh,
Relax.
okay.
Hands on him, right? So I just happened to be randomly at Greektown. Dude rolled by. I'm like, damn. You know how you think you finna, you damn.
Yeah, you
Not him
remember
again.
me.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, cool. Just so happens my brother around the corner. I'm like, bro, this dude I told you I touched up. It's about to go down. He like, I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
cool.
Serious.
We lined up. We strategically lined up inside Greektown, right? Because there's only 2 of us.
You talking about over there on
Jackson
Halsted?
Halsted?
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all finna
That's
fuck
the
up everybody eating experience, huh? Wow.
For my life, you damn right. I can replace the food, right? So we lined up strategically. It was 2 people ahead of me, and then it was like 3 or 4 people in between Haven, and then he was here. So his guys walk in. Nigga walk up and say something crazy. I bang, still his ass. He thinks
you know your giant older brother is
for sure. Actually, he's my younger brother. But then no, we had already talked about this, right? Boom, still his ass. Over with. One of his guys throws a chair from way across the room. My brother caught that bitch with one hand. Boom. It was like on some Thor shit.
I believe that shit too.
No, on some Thor shit.
I believe that shit.
He caught the chair, dropped it, and we commenced to kicking Nate's ass.
Yeah.
Now
you mean Haven? Yeah.
No. Hands was loose. Hands was loose that day, right? Police come, right? I don't even think he was in uniform.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't, right? So he had already called.
Oh, y'all adults fighting like this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Exactly.
Bro, we was young adults. Like, it was young adults. So I was so petty. We get outside. He didn't call his reinforcements. So they got them niggas lined up against the wall. I'm petty as hell. I smacked nigga across the face like, stop fucking with me. You know what I'm saying?
While the police, while your brother who's a police officer has police officers having them, did you walk up and give him the mafia smack?
That's exactly what it was.
What movie is that? Like Goodfellas or something?
Hey, look.
Goodfellas or
So I say all that to say this. At the end of the day, that is my brother. He was my best man in my wedding. This is my father. You know what I mean? It doesn't go further than that.
Here's something I'll say to that. I'll say to that in a similar way, right? So my older brother Mosi, right, has a different mom. And what's interesting about the way we were raised, like Mosi lived with us when I was really young, like when I was a shorty. And then he moved back to California with his mom for a while. So he would come for the summers like when he was like 16, 17, right? And it was a different type of negotiation of relationship, right? And so it's like, what's interesting is I feel like the way he's telling this story is like this idea that like you impressed upon him straight up. Like, yo, that's your brother. You know, y'all can fight. You can hate him all you want, but that's your brother. Like it or not, right?
That was it.
And me and Mosi's relationship, it took a while for us to get there. Like we definitely.
It took a while.
It took a while.
They were enemies for a while.
I believe that.
Do you remember the fight record? Because he always said, you know, he hung with Haven. He was pretty good. Haven,
he said he whooped Haven up a couple of times.
I'm not buying that shit.
He said he whooped Haven up a couple of times.
And until I got help, I said, "Come do it now!" Like I used to hold on for dear life. Yeah. Like so, my brother like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's hold on for dear life,
right? I knew I can get a couple off. I was cool with that. I just knew he respected me at that point, right?
Because you was willing to still on him.
Yeah. Then he respected me more because he didn't still on me multiple times, right?
He knew he would have killed you, man.
Probably, right? And to this day, like I will still give him a couple.
No, you won't.
I know I'm still gonna hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. It was 6 a.m. I got off work. I went to the export, Logansport Export. Haven at 6 a.m. with 150s, bro. 125 per day.
Yeah,
you're not fucking with that, bro.
Yeah, Haven's
no.
I respect your game.
No.
Some shit on a different level. Here's like Samson and David and Goliath, bro.
Right. Here's what I'm saying.
Let me say this.
He had to understand, and he needs to always understand. I'm not scared of him.
He said he need to
That's
always
fine.
understand.
Let's shout out Haven.
I'm serious, bro. I'm telling you,
let's shout out Haven, who is also a father and also a great father.
Happy father, man. Happy Father's Day.
This show is actually supposed to be recorded at Haven's crib for the Father's Day barbecue, but we had, But
it also goes into us being alpha males, right? So it probably was a lot of, all right, just because he stopped growing, or I stopped growing, excuse me, right? And he kept growing, it just happens that way.
I feel like this is still your deep trauma that we're talking about.
No, it's no trauma. There's no trauma. Like, I love my brother. That's my brother. I love him. There's no trauma at all.
Let me tell you about the attorney who won the case for us with the
Supreme Court joint.
White guy's name is Harry Steinspring.
Shout out to Harry.
He sounds like a criminal lawyer. He
just called them criminals.
Criminal lawyers.
Low key.
To show you how cool he is as a white boy, he fell out with his brother because he was defending our case, and his brother, he was defending us pro bono. And his brother said, "No, I ain't gonna do that." I don't know what he said to him exactly, but he hasn't spoken to his brother since then. That was 1973.
That's crazy. His brother.
And the case, I mean, just for quick context, like the case was they had a set.
I called him I called him the other day.
You gotta talk about
I called him the other day, and I hadn't talked to him in about a year, and because he goes down to Costa Rica all the time. He's got a place down there. And Sharon and I, my wife and I had gone down. He invited us down. We stayed down there for a week. He took care of everything. So I told Haven about him that I just talked to him and that he wanted to meet his family and stuff. Because, you know, Haven used to work part-time for him. Mm-hmm. He said, anytime. Haven said, anytime. So we're supposed to, I guess we're going Friday. Well, it was a low-key flex. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Costa Rica Friday.
Yeah. In case y'all wanted to know.
Nobody asked you nothing about Costa Rica.
No one asked you about that shit, right?
Hey,
no one asked you about that shit.
No, we're going to Haven's house Friday.
I gotta know this. Where's my earring? Where's the earring at, man?
Which one?
Man. Where's the earring? You got to have that fucking earring, man.
Albuquerque. I don't know. I forgot it. Actually,
man, y'all got to
taking it out for a minute. I forgot.
That earring says cool on every level. So I ain't worried about nothing.
Let me ask you this too, John, man. Like when we talk about, I feel like this conversation when we talk about Mother's Day versus Father's Day and all like that, Father's Day tends to me anyway be more about the legacy you leave. Like when I think of Father's Day, I think of like fathers that have left something for their family or the generations there to come, right? I've seen the layout of the house that you built in New Mexico. How do you approach that at this age in your life, right? Like, you know, you're upper 70s. I'm not going to give away your actual age, but, you know, you're in your 70s. And so it's like, obviously, you want to know that you left an impact here specifically for your family. How do you, I know how I feel about it, but how do you feel at this point as it relates to the legacy that you are leaving behind for your sons?
Well, first thing, and I try to tell other Black people this, you can't just buy property in neighborhoods where Black people live, you know, and expect to make any money. I mean, I'm not saying it's all about money, but you go to a nice area, and most of the time I've been an integrator of different places. I've been the first person. I was the first person to swim in Tulip Park swimming pool on the south side, first one. They had the police come out there with me. I was by myself.
Wow.
You know, because I said, why won't they let me swim? You know?
Right.
And they called the police. Police went in the pool with me. They didn't get in the water. They stood around the edge of the pool so I could swim where I wanted to swim. I don't let people tell me what I can or cannot do.
Shouldn't.
You know, we moved to this area on the north side. We're the first Blacks over there. Everybody started copying our stuff that we were doing in our house.
Yeah.
We moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've been out there almost 4 years. We got one of the nicest houses in the area.
Man, this place looks like a castle.
They biting y'all style again? There you go.
So that's what I'm talking about when he's a visionary, right? This is like his knack. So if he says it, then I actually listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it took me a long time to start listening to my father, right? And a part of that is him being available to me when I call. So now, if you're available to me, then I'm going to be available to you to get the information that you're giving me, right? Because if I think I know it all, and I think that what you've done is the wrong way, I'm not learning anything.
Yeah.
I'm not learning anything.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah.
Okay, no. Listen. If I think I know everything,
yes,
right?
What you do though.
I do, right? but if I open my ears up and let that information come in,
so when you gonna do that?
Now I can start to grow. Is what I'm trying to.
When you gonna do
I
that?
mean, okay.
Do that,
I feel like you have a great strategy for something that you don't use at all.
No, actually, I do use it. I'm out here being great. You see me?
Okay.
52 shows in. You welcome?
52 shows in. I'm welcome.
Yeah. Fuck you mean? Hello.
This is the point where me and Amon have a fight.
Yeah. It goes down.
I just sit back and watch.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Yeah.
Pop, I'm not gonna hold you. Thank you for coming.
Right. It was my pleasure being here.
On the real, like
talking to the other pops and talking to you gentlemen.
Yo, man.
I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate you.
Very enlightening.
You know, it's almost like, how do you give your pops, right, everything that, or anything that they don't have, right? They have everything.
That's
y'all have to
real.
live.
That's real. Like you have the hardest time trying to
Father's
find.
Day. What did you get you for Father's Day?
This.
Yeah, this. We ain't know that.
To me,
This.
what they all got.
You something?
Not a
He got.
Oh, you bailed him out now. Okay. You bailed your ass out real good. No, you don't expect nothing. He got you.
So here's the real thing, right? So there have been times when me and my pops and my brother, we've gone out, and that's the celebration because it's no one else. It's just us.
Yeah.
Right? That shit means the world to me. And I'm sure it probably means the word to him, but he's from the time where they don't say I love you. They don't say I had a good time. Until me and my brother when we had our daughters, that's when he started softening up.
Yeah.
Right?
That happens. I watched my dad get real soft.
Yeah. Right? But that's the era that y'all came from. That's how y'all were able to raise strong alpha men.
Well, that's what they thought they had to do, though, because the world was so cruel, man. The world was cold. It was not favorable, and it did nothing to help them do anything that benefited us. You know what I'm saying? Because it took my dad to see me go away to college, and I think you shed a tear when I was leaving. My mama had to look like,
"Is you crying?
Is that a tear?
Is you crying?
Is that a real tear?" But then I knew he felt validated. He may have felt before that, but in my eyes, I saw, hey, I think he feels like he's prepared to be enough for this point to be here in Terre Haute, Indiana, where there is 0.5% black people and they all go to the same school.
Founding society of the KKK.
And it was good, man. It was real good.
Now, I would say this. Hold on. I would say this too, though. To that point is like, even like your dad said, like the world is more dangerous now.
Much more.
And so the idea, like even back then, the idea of us just going down the street to go to the park to play basketball was not a thought. Like you didn't have to think about that, right?
Now you got to figure.
You all as fathers, right? Like,
we grew up with the killers.
Like true. But even back then, there was one killer in each crew. It wasn't like everybody dude running around. And that dude, more often than not, was the dude to tell us, the shorties, hey, go back in the house, bro. Because it's about to be something going down. You don't need to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that there's something to say about this idea that like we at our age and the young people that we deal with, I mean, you all as parents, obviously, we have to look at it very differently. Like we can't even just let them go outside and play basketball without thinking about what could happen, you know what I'm saying, on the way home type of thing.
Hey, Baba, I gotta, hey, can they say it's been 20 years since you went out there and got on the court? I just thought about it.
Wait, what did I say? I said 20 years.
20 years since you.
So he was so him and Abasi and his dad work out together, right? So Abasi said this on last week's show. So I was like, man, I'm trying to think last time me and my dad did something physical. We did capoeira. We did capoeira. I was like 13. It was like the bonding activity. There you go. See That's true. We did hoop. We did hoop once.
He put the leg up.
We did hoop one time.
Whiskey.
We did hoop. He cheated real bad. Too.
Hey, look. My pop's jump shot is terrible, but he caught somebody on one of these.
Oh, like a dunk? Your daddy dunked?
He missed it.
You see
he missed
it.
Oh, no. That he was at the end of his career. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But hold on, fam. You gotta relax out here.
Yeah,
but
we ain't doing nothing but lifting glasses these days, Jack.
It's episode 52, 1 year in, man. This is the Father's Day edition, man. Salute to all of our fathers.
Much love, much love,
man. Can't thank y'all enough for coming, man. It's such a pleasure for our. I mean, honestly, one of the biggest pieces of feedback we get from people is like they just love seeing three black dudes, regular black dudes, just sitting talking about stuff.
One dark skin.
About real stuff.
Why you gotta go
about
there?
Real stuff? Yeah,
but that's what they say. That's what they say. And we had all of our moms on here like back in November.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, that's the natural thing. People are like, oh, your mom. Yeah, of course, your mom, whatever. But it's like a lot of the feedback that we get is about the type of guys that we are and the type of thing that we're doing with this show and this platform. And it's because of you. It's literally because of y'all, man. Yep. So, you know, we ain't got no gifts, no cards, no flowers and shit.
That don't fly.
But we are #1 in Chicago for a reason, not for a season, man. And it's the Corner Convo, episode 52, the Father's Day edition, man. Love y'all.
Salute.
Absolutely.
Salute.
Yep.